Hi friends. So today I thought I will talk about gender equality. So I remember I grew up with four brothers, two older brothers and two younger brothers. And I think I was hardly 8 or 9 years old, and I remember my Appa telling, "Oh, I had four sons. So I'm the luckiest person in this whole world. And if something happens to me, my four sons will take care of it." That was a statement my Appa made. I still remember I was hardly 8 or 9 years old. But I wasn't happy the statement what he made, because I thought, how can there be this kind of gender inequality at home? Forget about it being outside the world. I never expected this to happen inside my house. So I was a little uncomfortable, and I surely remember I was hardly 8 or 9 years old. And then probably God Himself didn't like this statement. And few years later, probably when I was 12 or 13 years, I remember I lost my younger brother. And that was certainly a very big loss to me, because though he was younger to me, he was the most intelligent person in our house, and for every doubt, for every support, I would seek his help. So that was a big blow to all of us in our family. The most smartest kid in our family was him. So that was a great loss, not only to all of us, but it was a big blow to my father's ego. So I was able to see a lot of changes in my Appa after that incident. He started treating me differently. He realized that no matter whether it is a son or a daughter, they are the same. I felt that difference in him. Though I didn't see much of a difference in my mother, but certainly my father changed a lot. And few years later, I finished my 12th. And now I was just thinking, oh, what's going to happen? And what are they going to do? Are they going to educate me? Because I wanted to be an engineer. I wanted to do engineering, and I know my father couldn't afford for all the kids to do engineering. So I was just thinking if I would be the choice to be educated, because my mother wasn't for it. So I was just very skeptical. And I still remember there was a big argument. I still remember my father used to keep telling me, you should be independent, you should make your own money, you shouldn't depend on others for money, because that is where, women get cheated or women get misused. So you should be very independent, you should know how to make money. So that was his mantra every time he used to tell me. So this time when he left me in the hostel, I still remember he gave 10 bucks and he said, you need to keep this when you come home next month. I was so happy, because I'm sure all of you would agree, we never used to get pocket money. I've never felt how money would look like. Because whatever we wanted, they used to get us. And we used to go to school by cycle. So there was nothing called pocket money or bus pass or money for bus or travel to school. So there was no opportunity to handle money. And being girl, I was never sent to even shops to get anything, so I never got to feel the money at all. So this was the first time I got to feel the money, and I was so happy, and I had money in my hand. So what do you do when you are happy and you have money? Yes, you blow it off. So I did the same thing. I blew that money off, and you will not understand how much happy I was. And next month, my father used to come and pick me up and then take me to Chennai, and then again coming back and drop me back in the hostel. So that was our schedule. So he asked me, what happened to the money I gave you? And I didn't have an answer. And he understood that I must have blown it off. So those were the lovely days, I would say, that I had spent with my Appa, because my father used to come, pick me, take me to Chennai, and 2 days I was to stay in Chennai. I used to get all that I can eat, and probably that was the time I felt my mom's food was the best in the world. And again, he would come back and drop me in the hostel in Madurai and come back. So this was happening about for 5 to 6 months, and but those were the lovely days, because during our train travel, we got to spend a lot of time with each other. He told me a lot of stories, and those are the stories which are still lingering in my ears, and those are the ones which keeps me motivated even now. So those were really very lovely days which I can never forget in my life. And after that, I gave him the assurance that I can travel alone. He didn't have to spend money and come all the way to pick me up. So then I started realizing how important money was. So he was the one, he told me, keep some money aside and then spend the remaining. So that's how I had got into the habit of taking some money and keeping it aside and spend the balance. So that became a habit for me from my college days. So every money I save like that. I still remember my father, though he was in DRDO, he was one of the signing authorities for DRDO projects. I've never seen him dress like that. He was such a simple man. I remember the dress what he wears on Monday, will wear it on Thursday, the Tuesday, on Friday, and the Wednesday dress he would wear it on Saturday. So I wasn't so comfortable, because I used to keep telling him, Appa, being simple is okay, but being too simple is not okay. So, but he had his own ideologies. He said he couldn't afford to spend it, but I wasn't convinced. So whatever money I saved during my college days, I remember I used to get him the best shirts and the best slippers, because I remember him wearing plastic slippers. And I was certainly not happy the way he used to dress. So I used to get him all these lovely dresses by saving those money, and I loved to see my Appa dressed up. So I still remember we used to have a big argument on just buying dresses, because he never wanted me to spend for him, but I used to love to spend for him. So, but what happened, even that was very short-lived. Before that, I just started my, making money, and I got into a very good job where I can do whatever I could do for him. He just left me, I lost him, and that was again a big blow for me. So this was second personal loss for me, where I lost my support, but at every step, his story kept me going. So I'll catch you up again in next video and share my experiences. Bye for now.